My dear child, do you realize how close I am to you at this very moment? Even now, as you read these words, my presence surrounds you like a gentle, comforting breeze. I have longed for this time, this sacred pause in your day, where I can speak directly to your heart. Consider this message as my personal letter to you, a whisper of love carried on a holy wind. Rest in the knowledge that you are infinitely cherished. From the first day your heart began to beat, I have known you by name. You are not an accident or the result of mere chance. Long before you took your first breath, I envisioned your smile, your tears, your hopes, your struggles. I anticipated every moment of your life with a father's delight, eager to walk beside you in triumph and to hold you close in sorrow. Yes, my child, you are the focus of my deep affection, not a random soul adrift in a vast universe, but a precious creation, formed with divine intent. I welcome you now with open arms, longing to assure you that the door to my heart is always open. Can you sense the warmth of that embrace? Whenever you feel distant, burdened, or unworthy, remember, my love does not waver. It is not contingent upon your successes or halted by your failures. In the same way a parent's eyes shine with unwavering devotion for a beloved son or daughter, my gaze upon you is ever tender, ever welcoming, ever faithful. Take a moment to breathe deeply, allowing yourself to rest in this truth. I am here, and I adore you. There is no part of your life, no corner of your heart, that escapes my notice. When laughter lights up your face, I rejoice with you. When shadows of grief cloud your vision, I cradle you in my arms and share in the weight of your pain. If you have doubted my concern, let this moment dispel every lie that whispers you are alone. I am closer than your very breath. Perhaps you have wondered, is there really a love that never fades? A peace that does not shatter when storms arise? My beloved, let me assure you, my love is not like shifting sand or passing seasons. It remains steadfast under every circumstance, shining as a beacon that guides you back whenever you stray. In your brightest days and your darkest nights, my affection holds strong, ready to comfort, to heal, and to restore. When the weight of the world grows heavy on your shoulders, lean on me. Let me be the safe harbor where you rest your weary soul. Some days you may feel distant from me, questioning if I have withdrawn my presence. Please know that I have never left your side. Even when you cannot perceive me, I am working in ways beyond your understanding. I see the entirety of your path, from its humble beginnings to its glorious end, and I walk with you through every valley and over every peak. If you listen carefully, you will hear my gentle voice reminding you that you are loved, you are wanted, and you are seen. My child, surrender your burdens at my feet. The regrets, the worries, the wounds that sometimes feel too deep to heal, hand them over to me. You were never meant to carry them alone. Let them roll off your shoulders and into the arms of the one who formed the stars, yet cares intimately for the desires of your heart. In return, I give you my peace, a gift that transcends the chaos of your circumstances and settles into the core of your being. Take courage in this truth. Your life matters profoundly. Every gift you possess, every kind word you speak, every prayer you offer, none of these go unnoticed. I delight in the unique way you reflect my image. When you create, when you comfort, when you nurture others, you mirror the love that flows from my spirit to yours. And even when you stumble or feel you have lost your way, my hand remains outstretched, ready to lift you up. There is nothing you could do to make me abandon you. Yes, my child, let this be a new beginning. Place your heart in my hands and allow my love to fill every empty space within you. When you feel uncertain or afraid, remember the one who calls you by name and claims you as his own. If doubts arise, let them be silenced by my reassuring words. You are mine, and I will never let you go. Let your heart find rest in the refuge of my endless love. My beloved child, have you ever pondered the depth of my understanding? In those quiet, solitary moments when your thoughts swirl like autumn leaves in the wind, I am there, intimately aware of every flicker of emotion. Nothing escapes my notice. No tear slips down your cheek without my loving gaze upon it. No sigh leaves your lips without my compassionate ears hearing it. I am the one who formed your innermost being, who knitted you together with intention and care. And I know you far better than you know yourself. Consider how a skillful artist knows each color, each brushstroke, each curve of the masterpiece they are creating. In the same way, I know your complexities, your hidden wonders, your strengths and weaknesses. Even the details you find perplexing in yourself, anxieties, fears, quirks and questions. I observe them through eyes of unwavering love. There is no facet of your character that I have not woven into my design with purpose. If you ever find yourself feeling unknown or misunderstood by the world, remember that in my presence, you are fully seen and fully accepted. I do not watch from a distance, dispassionate or indifferent. No, I lean in closer than you can fathom, caring about every breath you take and every thought that passes through your mind. When the burdens of life weigh heavy on your shoulders, I do not merely see them, I feel them alongside you. My empathy is not a passive sentiment. It is an active current of compassion flowing from my heart to yours. Like a father who stoops down to comfort a crying child, I stoop down to reassure you that you are never alone in your pain. Think back to moments you felt utterly isolated, days when you thought no one could possibly grasp the ache within your soul. Yet even in that solitude I was present, whispering hope into the silent corridors of your heart. My empathic love is not contingent on your awareness or your level of faith. Whether you acknowledge me or not, I remain steadfast in my devotion to you, longing for you to lean into my arms and allow me to share in your struggles. I also see your victories, though you might sometimes overlook them yourself. I notice every time you choose kindness when it would have been easier to lash out. I celebrate each act of forgiveness you extend, each fearful thought you surrender to me in prayer. Your courage, your gentleness, your willingness to persevere, these are victories that delight my heart. Do not dismiss them as insignificant. In my eyes, each step of growth is a testament to the beauty I placed within you. Yes, my beloved, I also perceive your doubts, your unanswered questions, those places in your mind where light has yet to break through. Perhaps you struggle to trust my timing, or wrestle with understanding why certain doors remain closed. Bring those uncertainties to me, for I long to carry them with you. My capacity for empathy includes not only your wounds, but your questions as well. I am not threatened by your doubts. My desire is to guide you through them, gently unveiling my truth in the perfect season. Nothing you face, no matter how overwhelming, catches me by surprise. I see your past hurts that still cast shadows over your present. I see the current trials that sap your strength. I even see the future challenges that lie on the horizon, long before they ever appear to you. And through it all, I am ready with solutions beyond your imagination. Comfort that transcends your greatest heartbreak, and a guiding hand that will not falter when you stumble. I also invite you, my child, to see yourself through my eyes. Allow the clarity of my empathy to wash away the distorted reflections that shame or regret might cast. Let my unwavering acceptance reshape your self-perception. Though the world may judge you by your mistakes or measure your worth by fleeting accomplishments, I define you by my love. I see your potential, your destiny, your capacity to overcome. In my presence there is no condemnation, only a deep yearning to see you flourish in the fullness of who I created you to be. So do not shy away from my gaze. There is nothing hidden that could change my love for you. Let this assurance sink into your spirit. You are known, fully, intimately known, and you are treasured beyond measure. My child, lift your eyes to meet mine, and find there the empathy you have always desired. In this place of mutual closeness, let your fears find rest, and your heart find comfort. For when you understand how I see you, your fears begin to dissolve, replaced by the glow of my faithful compassion. My beloved, I see the weight that sometimes settles over your heart, the silent worries, the restless nights, the questions that echo in your mind when no one else is around. Today, I want to remind you that my presence is not a far-off comfort, but a very real and unshakable refuge. In your moments of uncertainty, hear the gentle whisper of my voice. I am here. You are not alone. Even the strongest among you can grow weary, and I know at times you may feel you are at the end of your own resilience. Yet, do not lose hope. I stand ready to lift you up, to wrap you in my arms, and to renew your spirit. When you feel exhausted from life's demands, lean into my strength. When anxieties flood your mind, rest in the shelter of my peace. Though the storms of life may rage, I remain steadfast, a solid rock upon which you can firmly plant your feet. There is no burden too heavy for me to carry with you. When your heart aches from disappointment, or your dreams seem to slip through your fingers, cling to the assurance that I have not forgotten you. My child, I specialize in bringing beauty out of brokenness. Recall the stories you've read and the testimonies you've heard of those who found themselves at the brink of despair, only to discover my grace in the 11th hour. Those were not coincidences, but signs of my unending faithfulness. Let me speak encouragement into your soul. Fear not, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. These words are not mere platitudes. They carry the essence of my promise to defend and uphold you. Bring your worries into the light of my presence, and watch how they begin to shrink. When you confess your fears before me, they lose their power. When you trust my heart, you reclaim the peace that anxiety tries to steal. I know that part of you hesitates, wondering if these promises are truly meant for you. Perhaps you have seen others receive breakthroughs, while your own heart yearns for relief. Let me assure you, my provision is not limited to a select few. My comfort is not exclusive, nor is my power reserved for someone else. You are the apple of my eye, and what burdens you matters profoundly to me. There is no heartbreak, no hardship, no hidden sorrow that I will not tend to with divine tenderness. Take a moment to reflect on the countless times I have carried you. Remember that job you thought you'd lose, the relationship you feared would shatter, the medical report that threatened your peace. Did I not show up for you in the midst of it all? Though the answers may not always arrive in the form you anticipate, my faithfulness never wavers. In every trial, I provide a way through, and in every sorrow, I offer comfort that transcends human explanation. You might ask, but how do I overcome the deep-seated worries and pains that plague me daily? My beloved child, the first step is to rest in my promises. Feed your heart with my word, allowing each verse to reinforce the fortress of your faith. Then, speak truth over yourself. Declare, I am not forsaken. My God loves me fiercely. I will rise because His power upholds me. As you speak these words, aloud or in the silence of your spirit, your mind aligns with heaven's reality. Overcoming is rarely an instantaneous event. It is a journey. Yet even the longest journey consists of many small steps, and I walk each one beside you. Each prayer you utter, each tear you offer, each moment of trust in the face of adversity. We weave them together into a tapestry of victory. Do not despise the slow process. Recognize that endurance is being forged in the trials, and character is taking shape in the refining fire. Through it all, I remain faithful, whispering hope into your heart when the road becomes steep. Allow me to be the shepherd who leads you to still waters. Rest in my presence, not as an escape from reality, but as the source of strength that enables you to face reality with courage. My comfort is not meant to numb you. It is meant to embolden you. When you lean on me, you find the fortitude to press on, the resilience to bounce back, and the confidence that all things work together for good under my sovereign care. My beloved, now that you have tasted the solace of my comfort, I beckon you to turn your gaze inward. Let the stillness settle over your heart, allowing you to see the deeper layers of your soul. There, in the quiet corners, you may find old wounds and unspoken regrets, burdens you have carried for far too long. It is time to bring them into the light of my love, where healing can begin. Surrender is not about admitting defeat or resigning yourself to misery. It is about entrusting your broken pieces to the one who knows how to mend them. I do not demand perfection before I receive you. Instead, I invite you, scars and all, into my open arms. Look honestly at the hurts you have endured, the moments when life's circumstances seemed unjust, the guilt you have buried beneath the surface of your daily routines. This honest reflection, painful though it may be, sets the stage for a profound encounter with my mercy. Come before me with your sins, your failures, and your regrets. Lay them at my feet, for my grace is a cleansing river that never runs dry. When shame grips your heart, remember that I already know every chapter of your story. Still, I do not turn away. On the contrary, I draw near, longing to free you from the weight of condemnation. Release your sense of unworthiness to me, and believe my promise. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Perhaps you wonder if some parts of your past are too damaged to be redeemed. Rest assured, there is no chapter in your life I cannot redeem for good. When you offer me your wounds, be they inflicted by others or self-inflicted through poor choices, I gently transform them, into testimonies of restoration. What once brought shame can become a story of hope for others. Trust me in this process, for I see beyond your present pain to the brilliant purpose I have woven into your life. Let your mind also reflect on the blessings you have received, for gratitude fertilizes the soil of surrender. Recall the answers to prayer, the relationships that have uplifted you, and the moments of sheer wonder you have witnessed. Let those memories remind you that my faithfulness is not a passing season, but an eternal reality. If I have been faithful in the past, will I not continue to be faithful now? Allow praise and thanksgiving to rise within you, dispelling the shadows of doubt. Some burdens may be too painful to articulate, even in prayer. Child, that is where my spirit intercedes with groanings too deep for words. You are never alone in your struggle. When tears become your only prayer, know that I read them as clearly as if they were a psalm. You do not need eloquent speeches to move my heart. Your vulnerability already does. When you let down your guard and entrust your hidden hurts to me, you pave the way for my healing presence to flood every wound with divine balm. As you surrender, also remember to forgive. When bitterness and resentment take root, they poison the well of your spirit. Forgiveness is a key that unlocks the chain binding you to past wrongs. It is not a denial of the hurt you have experienced, nor is it a trivializing of injustice. Instead, it is an act of profound trust in my justice and my mercy. When you release others from the debt they owe you, you also release yourself from the prison of perpetual anger. Hand each offense over to me, and watch as freedom dawns like a new morning. Reflect too on the fears that may still lurk in your heart. Fear of the future, fear of failure, fear of being unlovable. These anxieties can overshadow the brightest hope. Let me remind you, I hold your future in my hands, and my intentions toward you are full of kindness. Surrender these fears to me. Do not allow anxiety to dictate your actions or stifle your dreams. I have gone before you, preparing the way, and I walk behind you, guarding your steps. With each release of fear, you make room for faith to blossom. Surrender is ultimately an act of love, a love that acknowledges I alone can bear the full weight of your soul. It is an invitation for me to shape your heart, renew your mind, and redefine your perspective. As you let go of what you cannot control, you free yourself to receive what I long to pour into you: peace, wholeness, and a deeper intimacy with my spirit. No longer shackled by guilt or haunted by regret, your heart becomes an empty vessel waiting to be filled with my presence. Take this step of faith. Look inward with honesty and upward with hope. Lay your brokenness, your burdens, your ambitions, and your weaknesses at my feet. In return, I promise the gentle reassurance of my love, the steady anchor of my peace, and the sweet assurance that I will never leave you nor forsake you. Let this be your defining moment of surrender, a turning point where you allow my healing light to pierce every dark corner of your past and present. My beloved, you have journeyed with me through reflections on your heart, confessed your burdens, and sensed my readiness to carry them. Now allow me to draw you even closer to that quiet, sacred place where I dwell, inviting you into a profound intimacy that transcends every anxious thought, every lingering regret. In this place, striving ceases, walls crumble, and my spirit meets the deepest chambers of your soul. As you come not with an agenda, but with a desire to know me and to be known by me. The world around you often moves at a frenetic pace, clamoring for your attention and dividing your heart into countless pieces. Yet within you is an eternal longing that no earthly treasure can satisfy. The longing for communion with your Creator. When you recognize and honor this longing, you open the door to experiencing my nearness in ways that quiet the noise and bring sweet solace to your restless mind. This is not about earning my favor through any grand performance. It is about resting in the unwavering favor I already extend to you. Reflect on how a trusting child nestles into a loving parent's embrace, confident that security and belonging are found in those arms. So too, I invite you to rest in me without reservation. Let your heart loosen its grip on the burdens it carries, releasing every anxious thought into my capable hands. Some nights, you might find yourself wide awake, the weight of worries pressing heavily upon you. Even then, take solace in the warmth of my presence. Whisper your concerns if you can. Sigh them if words fail. You will find that my nearness is not limited to the moments of formal prayer, but extends into every breath you take. In this sacred intimacy, there is no need for pretense. You need not conceal the scars you bear or the hidden corners of your heart. I see beyond your defenses into the core of who you truly are. This is where I long to meet you, at the intersection of your humanity and my divinity, where authenticity opens the pathway for healing and transformation. When you drop your guard before me, you discover that I receive you wholeheartedly, without reproach. My love is not conditional upon you presenting a polished version of yourself, but is steadfast even in the face of your frailties. Consider how a faithful friend listens intently to every story, every triumph, and every heartbreak. I am that friend, but infinitely more. I also hold the power to renew, restore, and revive your spirit. In the silence of true communion, you will sense my responses, not always in thunderous revelations, but often in gentle inclinations of your heart. A sudden surge of peace, a sense of comfort, or an uplifting thought that aligns with my word. These can be the ways I whisper back to you. Pay attention to these subtleties. They are signs of my loving dialogue with your soul. Yet, intimacy with me also has its seasons, much like the changing weather. There may be times when you feel my presence tangibly, like a bright summer day full of light. Other times, it might seem as though you are walking through winter's hush, wondering where the warmth has gone. Do not mistake my quietness for absence. Even in the silence I am there, nurturing your faith and teaching you to rely on what you know of my character, rather than on fleeting emotions. Just as seeds lie hidden beneath the soil in winter, so does my work often unfold beyond what your eyes can see. Trust that new life is stirring, even if you cannot yet perceive it. To go deeper into this rest, allow my word to become your dwelling place. The scriptures are more than ancient writings. They are a living current of truth through which my heart is revealed. Whether you meditate on a single verse or immerse yourself in entire passages, my spirit stands ready to breathe those words into life. As you read, imagine each promise as a personal declaration of my love. Let the stories of redemption, the psalms of lament and praise, and the teachings of hope sink into the soil of your heart. In them you will find me waiting to converse with you, unveiling my nature one revelation at a time. Worship too becomes a doorway into my presence. When you lift your voice, whether in a sacred gathering or in the solitude of your home, you align your spirit with heaven's chorus. Worship is not merely about melodies and lyrics. It is the pouring out of your heart's devotion, a response to the love I continually lavish upon you. In worship, you shift your gaze from earthly troubles to my eternal sovereignty. Even a whisper of gratitude, offered in the midst of pain, becomes a powerful act of worship that resonates far beyond the moment. As you cultivate this life of intimacy, remember that rest in my presence is not idleness. Rather, it is the anchoring of your identity in who I am, permitting me to shape your desires and calm your doubts. In the hush of this communion, you will discover the strength to face challenges with a spirit fortified by peace. Worries lose their hold when they collide with the overwhelming reality of my love for you. Let this intimacy be your home base, the place you return to no matter how far you wander or how busy you become. When your soul has tasted my nearness, it will naturally yearn for more. Embrace this longing as a holy invitation. Seek me daily, in simple moments, in spontaneous prayers, in your joys and sorrows, and you will find that my heart has already turned toward you. The door is open, the table is set. Come and rest in me, for I delight in your fellowship far more than you could ever comprehend. My beloved child, open the eyes of your heart to the wonder of my divine artistry. The world around you is brimming with glimpses of my majesty, from the smallest wildflower breaking through concrete to the cosmos spinning in perfect harmony. All of creation reflects a fragment of my glory, and so do you. In these moments of stillness, allow your spirit to be captivated by holy visions that transcend ordinary sight. Envision yourself standing beside crashing ocean waves. Each surge might represent a challenge you face, formidable, constant, and beyond your control. But picture my hand stretching out, parting the turbulent waters so you can walk upon them. With your gaze fixed on me, fear loses its grip, and what seemed impossible becomes a path of faith. Remember my promise. I will never let you sink, for I am the one who commands the wind and the waves to be still. Feel the warmth of my mantle resting upon your shoulders. This covering is not woven from earthly threads, but from the fabric of my eternal love. It wraps around you like a gentle shield, soft yet impenetrable to the arrows of condemnation and doubt. When the storms of life rage, pull this mantle close and let it remind you that you are protected under the wings of the Almighty. In my shelter, neither the fiercest wind nor the darkest night can harm your spirit. Look to the horizon and see my shining sword glinting with heavenly light. This sword is not meant to frighten you, but to defend you from unseen battles that rage against your heart. When insecurities whisper lies of unworthiness, my sword of truth cuts through every deceit. When past regrets attempt to bind your soul, I shatter their chains. You do not need to cower, for I fight on your behalf. My victory is certain, and I invite you to stand in that victory with unwavering confidence. Can you envision mountains trembling and shifting at my command? The obstacles before you might appear unmovable, but I, who formed the mountains, can cause them to bow low. Faith is the key. When you trust in my power more than you fear the size of the mountain, miracles unfold. Even giants must fall, and even deserts can bloom under my touch. Remember my words. Nothing is impossible with God. Cling to them when life's challenges loom tall. Close your eyes and see the chains around your ankles melting away. These chains, be they addiction, guilt, or sorrow, have no ultimate authority over a heart surrendered to me. Like a master locksmith, I hold the key that unlocks every shackle. No longer must you drag the weight of past mistakes behind you. Step forward in freedom, for I have come to break the bonds that keep you from living in the fullness of joy I designed for you. Picture my hands tenderly wiping tears from your eyes. I do not dismiss your pain. I treasure every tear, storing them in my memory as testimonies of the depth of your experience. Yet I also promise comfort. A comfort that surpasses human understanding. A gentleness that soothes even the deepest ache. As you yield your grief to me, watch how I trade your sorrow for gladness and your mourning for dancing. You, my beloved child, are part of a grand tapestry woven through time. Each thread of your existence, each joy, each struggle, intertwines with my eternal plan. I do not waste a single strand. When you see only tangled chaos, I see a vibrant masterpiece in progress. Trust my skill as the master weaver, for I alone understand how to transform loose ends into living art. Your life is precious to me, and my creative hand will not leave it unfinished. Let these images sink into your spirit, each a reflection of my transcendent power and unyielding care. The poetic language I speak is not meant for mere embellishment, but to reveal the depth of my heart toward you. I am both fierce in defending you and gentle in comforting you. I am the God of the impossible and the God of intimate closeness. I am the Lord of heaven's armies and the shepherd who knows every hair on your head. When doubts or discouragement arise, recall these divine pictures. Remind yourself that you walk on water by faith, that you wear a mantle of love, that you wield my sword of truth, and that mountains bow before my command. Remember the chains that have fallen away, and the tears I have gently wiped from your face. Let these vivid scenes serve as anchors, grounding you in my steadfast promises. You do not stand alone in your battles or your triumphs. I am with you always. My child, take heart as I draw you closer to the wealth of my promises, treasures that flow directly from my boundless heart to yours. Throughout your journey, you have felt my nearness, seen glimpses of my protection, and experienced the power of surrender. Now, I long to reveal the abundant blessings and deep transformation that naturally follow when you walk hand in hand with me. I understand the longing in your heart for real and lasting change. Maybe you have felt stuck in certain patterns, habits you cannot break, fears that grip your mind, or relationships that seem impossible to mend. Know that I am the God who sees possibilities where you see only dead ends. I specialize in bringing rivers of hope to desert places and calling life out of barren ground. In the same way, seeds lie hidden and dormant before blossoming into vibrant flowers. So too can your soul emerge from seasons of emptiness into flourishing. Trust that I am at work beneath the surface, nurturing and preparing your spirit to burst forth in newness. Transformation is rarely instant. You may question whether my promises are truly for you when progress seems slow. Yet every act of obedience, every prayer whispered in faith, every tear shed in earnest surrender, these are sacred investments that yield a harvest at the appointed time. Do not lose hope when the answers you seek do not appear on your timetable. My wisdom far exceeds human understanding, and I know precisely when to bring each promise to fruition. Between the planting of a seed and the day of reaping, there is a season of waiting, of watering, nurturing, and patient trust. Receive my assurance. I am the God who restores. I restore broken dreams, failed relationships, and neglected callings. If you have felt that certain roads are closed forever, remember that nothing is irredeemable in my hands. Relationships that have collapsed under the weight of misunderstanding can be revived with forgiveness, honesty, and divine intervention. Old wounds that once festered can heal to become testimonies of my kindness. Even the darkest chapters in your life story can be transformed into pages of redemption, shining as a testament that I waste nothing. Lean on me, allowing my grace to rewrite the narrative of your past and shape the promise of your future. Blessings in my kingdom are not limited to material gain, though I delight in providing for your needs. The richest blessings often manifest as inner peace that defies circumstances, joy that blooms even in sorrow, and a sense of wholeness no worldly pursuit can offer. When you yield your heart to me, I exchange your anxiety for my tranquility, your mourning for my comfort, and your sense of lack for my sufficiency. These blessings may sometimes come quietly, like a gentle dawn, yet their impact endures far beyond fleeting moments of happiness. Moreover, my child, understand that my blessings have a purpose beyond your personal fulfillment. They are designed to flow through you, touching the lives of those around you. When I bless you financially, it is so you may become a conduit of generosity to the poor, the lonely, and the afflicted. When I grant you peace, it is that you might reflect my calm to those in turmoil. When I restore your relationships, it is so others might witness my healing power at work. You are not merely the recipient of my blessings. You are a vessel through which my glory is displayed to the world. At times, the transformation I desire for you will challenge your comfort zone. Pruning may be required to remove toxic mindsets, destructive habits, or harmful influences. This can feel painful, but remember that a gardener prunes not to harm the plant, but to ensure healthier, more abundant growth. Allow me to cut away what hinders your spiritual bloom. Trust that I do this only out of love, never out of anger or condemnation. My intention is always to bring you to fuller maturity, so you may bear lasting fruit that honors my name. Listen closely. I have placed dreams and visions in your heart that align with my will. Dreams of impacting your community, pursuing a calling, or nurturing a family in my ways. Perhaps you have buried these aspirations under layers of self-doubt or cynicism. I invite you to unearth them once more, placing them in my hands. Let me breathe fresh life into your God-given passions, opening doors you presume shut, and providing resources beyond what you can imagine. Do not be afraid to dream again, for I am the one who plants and the one who brings to harvest. As you continue in faith, remember that I hold the blueprint of your life. Each new day offers an opportunity for deeper transformation and unfolding blessings. You might only see one step ahead, but I see the entire journey. Trust me in the unknown, and know that I delight in journeying with you, rejoicing in your victories and comforting you in your trials. Your story is being crafted with the ink of my purpose, and no page is overlooked or wasted. My beloved, let these promises take root in your heart. You are not abandoned. Your life is not futile, and I am faithful to fulfill the words I have spoken over you. Embrace each season with confidence that my grace is sufficient. My timing is perfect, and my love is unwavering. Wherever you stand right now, whether on the brink of breakthrough or in the valley of questions, know that my blessings and transformation are not mere concepts, but living realities I long to lavish upon you. Let your heart open wide to receive, and then watch as I pour out my love in ways that exceed your highest expectations. Take a quiet moment and listen closely. Can you hear the questions that whisper in the depths of your soul? The fears that surface in the stillness? The doubts that occasionally rise like shadows at dusk, subtly challenging your faith? Allow me to engage these hidden conversations with you now. I am not afraid of your questions or angered by your uncertainties. On the contrary, I invite them, for honest dialogue is a path to deeper trust. Sometimes you might ask, why did things turn out this way, Lord? Or, where were you when I needed you most? Do not silence these questions out of guilt or fear. Lay them bare before me, for I see them even when you try to hide them. When you bring your struggles into my presence, you invite my healing light to shine upon them. Like a physician diagnosing the root cause of pain, I long to reveal truth that mends your wounded heart and addresses the core of your misgivings. Perhaps you wrestle with the fear of failure, worried that your weaknesses will overshadow the gifts I have placed within you. Hear my reassuring voice. I chose you deliberately, fully aware of your flaws yet enthralled by the beauty of your soul. Your mistakes do not disqualify you from my purpose. Rather, they create an opportunity for my grace to shine more clearly. When you stumble, I do not cast you aside. I lift you up and guide you toward growth. Let this truth reshape your self-image, for you are not merely the sum of your failings. You are a beloved child shaped by my unyielding love. You may also fear the unknown of tomorrow. The world can appear unstable, economies shift, relationships falter, and health can waver. Yet in the midst of uncertainty, I remain your unchanging anchor. Ask yourself honestly, why do I fear the future? Is it because you doubt my provision, or because you question your own ability to endure? Bring these concerns to me. Like a loving teacher, I will instruct you in the way of peace, reminding you that I hold tomorrow firmly in my hands. My faithfulness to you yesterday testifies that I will not forsake you tomorrow. At times, wounds from the past resurface, creating an internal conflict between wanting to trust and fearing more pain. I see those scars. I know the very moment they were inflicted. My heart ached alongside yours, grieving the injustice or betrayal you endured. Child, do you believe I can redeem even that darkness? Bring your questions. Why did I have to suffer? How can good emerge from something so unfair? And let me reveal how I have worked all things together for a redemptive purpose, crafting a strength and empathy in you that will bless others. Though you carry scars, they can be transformed into marks of survival and testimony, radiating my grace rather than shame. You might find yourself questioning your worth. Am I enough? Or, could God truly love me given all I've done? Let my word anchor you in truth. I loved you from the start, before you could either earn or lose my favor. My affection for you is not hinged on your performance, but on my very nature, which is love. Let your heart rest in this. You are wanted, chosen, and adored. Rather than hiding your frailties, bring them to me, and watch as my power is made perfect in your weakness. Engaging in this sacred dialogue means not only asking questions, but also listening for my response. Quiet the noise of your life, turn off distractions, step away from ceaseless busyness, and carve out moments to sit with me. In that stillness, I often speak through a gentle prompting in your spirit, or a scripture that resonates deeply. Other times, I speak through the encouragement of a friend, or the beauty of creation. Remain open and receptive, for my voice may not always come as thunder on a mountaintop, but as a still, small whisper carried on the breeze. If the answers do not appear immediately, do not lose heart. My timeline surpasses the urgency of your questions. Sometimes I am working in ways you cannot yet perceive, orchestrating circumstances and preparing your heart to receive the fullness of my response. Trust me in the waiting. Trust that I never dismiss your cries, but treasure each one like a precious gem. I am always listening, always ready to reveal myself in the perfect moment. My beloved child, I want you to know there is no internal conflict too complex for my compassion. I am the God of nuance, fully acquainted with the layers of your mind and heart. Lay your questions, doubts, and frustrations before me as an act of worship, a testament that you believe I am big enough to handle them. Let go of the need to figure everything out on your own. Allow me to lighten your load, to speak peace over the storms within you, and to anchor you in the certainty of my unconditional love. Take these shared questions and lay them at my feet, dear one. In honest conversation with me, you will find both the strength to confront your fears and the grace to surrender your doubts. As we continue onward, remain receptive, for I have more to reveal. Counsel that will guide you through life's pitfalls, wisdom that will illuminate your path, and a renewing hope that transcends every conflict within. My beloved, as you walk this journey of faith, I urge you to remain watchful. You have tasted my love and discovered the security of my embrace. Yet, the world you inhabit holds many distractions, subtle snares, and paths that lead away from the abundant life I desire for you. This is not a message meant to instill fear, but rather to open your eyes to the reality that vigilance is necessary for spiritual growth. The enemy of your soul delights in sowing seeds of doubt, discord, and temptation. By staying alert and grounding yourself in my truth, you safeguard the treasures I have poured into you. First, be on guard against the quiet drift of negativity. Thoughts of hopelessness, cynicism, or persistent complaining can take root without you even noticing. Such negativity, left unchecked, gnaws at your spirit, obscuring the joy and gratitude I long for you to carry. Recognize when these thoughts creep in. Do not condemn yourself for having them, but swiftly bring them into my light. Surrender them to me, and allow my word to renew your mind. A single spark of thankfulness can extinguish the embers of complaint, and a moment of prayer can reset your entire outlook. Equally subtle is the snare of gossip and careless talk. Your words were meant to build up, to shine light into dark corners, and to convey love to those around you. When conversations turn toward criticism or slander, pause. Ask yourself if the words on your lips reflect my heart. People often speak ill of others to mask their own insecurities or to feel a fleeting sense of superiority. Yet such speech grieves my spirit. Even a seemingly harmless remark can inflict deep wounds if left unchecked. You hold in your tongue both the power of life and the power of harm. Choose carefully which one you will release. Another perilous trap is bitterness, often bred from unresolved anger or unhealed wounds. While pain and betrayal may be real, bitterness intensifies the harm, poisoning your entire outlook. If you sense bitterness taking shape within you, do not allow it to grow. Bring it to me. Let me soothe the ache, and let forgiveness become the balm to your soul. Understand that forgiveness is not about pretending the hurt never occurred. It is about freeing yourself from its lingering grip. Through grace, you release both the offender and yourself. Guarding your heart against bitterness is a profound act of stewardship, preserving the wellspring of love I have placed within you. In your daily life, the lure of temptation may appear in many forms. Temptation promises instant gratification, a quick path to fulfillment, or a temporary escape from pain. Yet, my beloved, these promises are hollow and fleeting. Whether it manifests as an unhealthy relationship, an addictive behavior, or an inner impulse to compromise your integrity, temptation aims to rob you of the deeper peace and joy I offer. To resist, equip yourself with my word. Remember how I withstood the tempter's voice with truth. In moments of weakness, call out to me. I do not shame you for your struggles. Rather, I provide you a way out and the strength to overcome. Be mindful also of the company you keep. This does not mean you must sever ties with all who do not share your faith. After all, I have called you to be a light in the world. However, when certain relationships encourage destructive habits or lead you into spiritual compromise, wisdom might require distance, boundaries, or a shift in how deeply you engage. Seek the fellowship of those who spur you on to love, good works, and deeper devotion. Surrounding yourself with godly friends and mentors is like planting your roots in fertile soil. Their encouragement and accountability will help you flourish and stand firm when storms arise. Beware of spiritual complacency. After experiencing blessings and breakthroughs, it is easy to settle into a routine and coast on yesterday's victories. But your soul is designed for an ongoing relationship with me, a dynamic, daily communion. Complacency dulls your passion, making you vulnerable to the enemy's deceptions. Feed your spirit regularly through prayer, worship, and immersion in Scripture. Keep your heart open to fresh encounters with my presence. Do not let yesterday's revelation become stale bread. Seek me anew each day and watch as I continually reveal more of my character and my plans for you. Stay vigilant in guarding your heart. Protect what enters through your eyes, your ears, and your mind. The media you consume, the conversations you entertain, the images you gaze upon, all leave imprints on your soul. Ask my Spirit to give you discernment, that you might know when to turn away from influences that pollute your thoughts or dull your sensitivity to my voice. A guarded heart is not a fearful heart. It is a heart that chooses to remain pure, available, and ready for my love to flow freely. Above all, remember that vigilance is an act of love. Love for me, love for yourself, and love for the community around you. By remaining watchful, you uphold the sacred trust I have placed in you, ensuring that your life reflects my grace and testifies to my power. Each moment you choose the light over the shadows, you partner with my Spirit to bring hope into a hurting world. My child, do not grow weary in staying alert. Even in the face of temptations, negative thoughts, or the lure of complacency, you are not alone. My Spirit stands ready to guide and empower you. Lean into my strength. Anchor yourself in my truth. Embrace accountability with others on this journey of faith. Through vigilance and trust, you safeguard the beauty I have deposited in your heart, enabling it to bloom in all its intended splendor. My dear child, pause with me in the quiet space of your heart and let the awe of my presence stir you afresh. You have walked through reflections on vigilance and surrender. You have experienced my comfort and forgiveness. Yet there is another treasure I long for you to discover. The wonder that arises when you truly behold who I am. Childlike wonder is not naivety. It is the posture of a heart that recognizes majesty beyond measure and welcomes surprise at every turn. Consider how dawnlight shatters the darkness of night. In that simple yet profound moment, creation mirrors my character. Steadfast, ever faithful to chase away the shadows. Sometimes the most powerful revelations of my nature come wrapped in everyday miracles. The subtle shifts of a sunrise, the unspoken bond between loving friends, the fragrance of flowers blooming after a season of cold. I orchestrate these moments so you might sense the depth of my creativity and the tender care I pour into each detail. Yet, it is easy to become numb to such marvels, allowing schedules and responsibilities to dull your capacity for awe. Day after day, you rush from one task to the next, rarely pausing to notice the brushstrokes of my handiwork painted across your world. Even the uniqueness of your own existence can slip by unappreciated. My beloved, do not let the pace of life rob you of the precious gift of wonder. Look at your surroundings with renewed eyes, allowing gratitude to spark recognition of my fingerprints in every sunrise, every shared smile, every act of kindness. When you stand in reverence before my works, your spirit becomes more attuned to my voice. Listening to the psalm of a breeze moving through trees, or watching the moonlight dance on quiet waters, can become a prayer, wordless yet deeply intimate. This wonder not only grounds you in my presence, but it also fuels gratitude and trust. In your awe, you remember that I am infinitely more than you can fully comprehend, and yet I choose to dwell among you. Majestic yet close, exalted yet intimately involved in your life. Allow yourself to delight in this tension. I am the one who hung the stars in the night sky, yet I also call you by name. I formed galaxies beyond your wildest imagination, yet I care about the tiniest details of your day. That is my nature, to be both resplendent in glory and tender in affection. When your heart bows in wonder before me, pride melts away, and humility ushers you into a deeper awareness of my nearness. So, my child, seek moments to stand in awe. Let them be a wellspring that refreshes your devotion, expands your gratitude, and invigorates your faith. Embrace the gift of wonder like a child gazing up at a starlit sky. Eyes wide, breath caught, heart awakened to the grandeur of my love. In this holy amazement, you will find renewed joy and an unshakable confidence that the God who holds the universe also holds you and holds you dear. My beloved child, we have walked together through words of comfort, gentle correction, and unwavering promise. With every chapter, I have drawn you deeper into the fullness of my heart, covering you in divine love, encouraging you to surrender your burdens, and inviting you to trust me in the small and the grand moments alike. Now, as this letter finds its end, I long to leave you with a resounding assurance. You are never alone. You are forever loved, and your future sparkles with hope under my watchful care. Look back on what we have shared, on how you began this journey by stepping into my embrace, feeling the warmth of being fully seen and absolutely adored. I have shown you that my eyes never stray from you, that my empathy knows no bounds. I have comforted your weary soul, reminding you of my readiness to lift your burdens and usher you into peace. I have invited you to reflect and surrender, releasing pain and regret into my hands. I have guided you through practical steps to live out your faith in tangible ways, from prayer and forgiveness to daily acts of kindness. I have stirred your imagination with poetic visions of my power, my mantle of protection, and my mighty sword, defending you from darkness. I have spoken promises of transformation and blessings that are both personal and far-reaching. I have engaged your soul in honest dialogue, addressing every unspoken fear and lingering question. Finally, I have cautioned you to stay vigilant, guarding the precious truth I have placed within you. All these messages converge into one reality. My love is the thread weaving through every circumstance of your life. It forms the foundation for your trust, the strength in your struggles, and the banner over every victory. Even when you falter or doubt, my love remains unwavering. It is a constant melody guiding you home, a light that pierces any darkness. Through the trials you face and the joys you celebrate, I remain the faithful companion walking beside you, rejoicing in your triumphs and comforting you in your sorrows. Child, let hope rise within you like the dawn. Hope is not the denial of reality, but the firm belief that I am greater than any obstacle. It is the vision that sees beyond the present troubles to a horizon filled with my possibilities. When your heart grows weary, let my word remind you that I have overcome the world. When your mind battles anxieties, let my spirit whisper peace into the chaos. When the journey seems long, recall the testimonies of those who have tasted my faithfulness in the darkest nights, emerging stronger on the other side. I urge you to continue seeking my presence daily. Cultivate the habit of looking for me in the ordinary, in the stillness of early morning, in the laughter shared with friends, in the quiet comfort of solitude. Pause in moments of busyness to breathe my name, inviting me into every task and every thought. Keep a heart attuned to my whispers, for often I speak in gentle ways that require attentive listening. You will find that I am never distant, but ever ready to commune with you in the tapestry of your everyday life. Remember also to invest in the fellowship of believers, those who journey with you, who pray for you, who correct you in love, and who celebrate your victories. No one was meant to walk this path in isolation. My church is a family, a refuge where burdens are shared and faith is strengthened. Seek unity rather than division, humility rather than pride, and service rather than self-interest. In the bonds of Christian community, you will find encouragement to continue steadfastly, spurring one another on to good works and deeper devotion. As you step forward from the sacred time of reading and reflection, carry these truths with you. You are my beloved child, redeemed and cherished. You have purpose that extends beyond your imagination. I supply wisdom for every question and comfort for every sorrow. My blessings are both temporal and eternal, designed to enrich you and bless others through you. Nothing can separate you from my love. Close your eyes for a moment and envision my hand resting gently on your head in blessing. Sense the warmth of my smile as I speak over your life. I am yours, and you are mine. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Go in my peace, walk in my truth, and shine my light into a world hungry for hope. This is not just a farewell, but a commissioning. Armed with the insights we have shared, the forgiveness you have embraced, and the hope that is now rekindled, step boldly into each new day. Trust that my grace will meet every challenge, and my spirit will empower you to overcome. Let each moment of gratitude, each act of kindness, each prayer of faith be an offering of love that honors me. My beloved child, stand confident in who I have made you to be. Though this message draws to a close, our communion continues without end. My words will echo in your heart, and my spirit will be your constant companion. Remain open to my leading, attentive to my corrections, and receptive to my boundless affections. In all things, remember, I am for you, I delight in you, and I have secured for you a hope that cannot be shaken. So now go in peace, covered by my love, commissioned by my authority, and strengthened by my everlasting care. My blessing rests upon you, sealing every promise we have shared. Walk forward, dear one, and let the world see the brilliance of a life transformed and sustained by my hand. I am always with you. You are never alone. You are wholly, irrevocably, and eternally mine. Amen.